Good day, everyone. This is the Ridgeback Rumble Talk, and we're here today with Nicholas Magee from the Badminton squad. Nicholas, kindly introduce yourself to all of us.
Well, I think David's done a pretty good job. I'm Nick. I'm from the Badminton team. I'm going into my fourth year of criminology and justice with a minor in political science, and I'm looking forward to the upcoming season.
Awesome. Nick he did actually win a leadership award in badminton also, and has actually won multiple academic awards and was even nominated for the Dr. Gary Polonsky Leadership Award.
Yeah.
This man does it all, honestly speaking. So it's going to be an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
All right, let's start a bit about your background, though. You said you're from Beating, Ontario. Tell us a bit more about that altogether.
It's a town with more cows than people. We've got one traffic light. We just got our first Tim Hortons like a month ago. We just got our first gas station a couple of years ago, so we're making it to the big times. Still a McDonald's, so nothing too crazy. We're about half an hour from Barrie, so you can basically go anywhere to get stuff done. It's not that big of a deal. I went to high school in Alliston, which is about 15 minutes from my house. It's kind of where all the small towns go to congregate. And that's really all you can know about Beaton. There's not a whole lot there.
It sounds nice and cozy, though, I must say. Very low key.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yes, not lots of noise and all that. So that's good regardless. I mean, when you said you went to high school, was that in Vanson Memorial? Is that the high school you went to? Okay.
Yeah.
And how was your time there? How did you find it?
It was fun. It's kind of boring, it's high school. You just kind of figure everything out. But yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Okay, that's good. Did you play lots of badminton in high school?
So I started in grade 9. We did like a unit in gym class where we had badminton, and I was having a lot of fun. I was beating a couple people, and my gym teacher was like, "Hey man, you should go out and try the badminton team." So I tried that year, and I played the year-end tournament. I just got destroyed, and I wasn't going to do it the next year, but they convinced me. And then eventually I went back, and then grade 11 I went to OFSA, and then grade 12 I had an injury, so I didn't get to play. But that's kind of where it started.
Interesting. I remember OFSA, those are the days where the best of the best will go for it.
Yeah. You cool, think you're really good, and you show up there and you go, "Oh, I'm not that great."
Crushed.
Yeah.
Honestly. I know. I did soccer back in the day, and every single time. That's where we met our match. But nonetheless, though, you did rise above the challenge, and now you're playing in varsity badminton, which is amazing. But we'll talk more about that later on. Yeah, it's been a great journey, right? Awesome. So, first of all, before we get into all that nitty-gritty stuff, though, let me ask you, this is more personal. What would you say is one thing about yourself you wish more people knew about you? Like a fun fact.
Oh, that's a tough one. A fun fact. I wasn't prepared for that one. Let's see. Give me a second. It's going to take a while to think. A fun fact. There's not a whole lot of fun facts about me. I want to go to law school. I guess I'd go with that. That's my fun fact for the day.
Interesting. We have the future suits professional.
Hopefully. I've been in school my whole life.
I like to see that, man. A well-rounded individual, I must say.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem, man. So before we talk about more of your Ridgeback season, how that went, I just want to ask you a few questions, kind of like a trivia about badminton, if that's okay with you.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Let's hope I don't get these wrong.
Nah, you wouldn't. Oh, at least I hope you don't. But let's see. I know you're a really smart guy.
Well,
so, best of luck.
Okay, thank you.
So just 4 straightforward questions. First things first. What is the governing body of badminton?
That's bad because I don't think I know that one. The WBF, World Badminton Federation?
Yeah, Badminton World Federation, BWF.
I was close.
You're really close. Honestly, in my opinion, you basically got it. So
that's good. I'll give it a half mark for that one.
Half mark. All right, let's note that down. 0.5. Question 2. How many feathers are in a traditional shuttlecock?
Am I allowed to grab one from my room?
Yes. Actually, you can do that. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. I think I have some in here somewhere. Unless I threw them all out. Yeah, I definitely don't have any.
Oh,
I'm going to say, no, I think they're all broken. I threw them out. I'm going to say maybe 15?
Oh, you're actually so close.
Wait, no, I do know it.
Oh,
it's every four. When you're tipping a bird, you do it every fourth feather.
Mm-hmm.
So is it like 12?
Times 4. 4 times 4.
16.
Yeah.
16. Okay.
You're really close. That's good then. So do you have any shuttlecocks of your own that maybe like the very first one you use in a competition or something that holds some sentimental value to you? Do you keep any of that kind of stuff?
That one has no feathers left. I destroyed it.
Aye. That's funny, man. Okay, let's see the next question. Let's get through this. When did badminton become an Olympic sport?
1908. I got no idea.
It's a lot more recent than that, I can tell you that.
68.
Ooh, it was 1992. Pretty close, actually. It's a lot more recent.
So if you haven't noticed, I'm really bad at trivia. Isn't going too well for me.
Well, you're making good guesses nonetheless. E for effort, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then the last one. This one, definitely, you should be able to get this one, hopefully.
Oh, set your standards low.
All right, let's see. Let's test a lot. Let it speak for itself.
Okay.
Badminton is in the family of racket sports, right?
Right.
So can you name 4 other racket sports that you know?
Tennis, squash.
Yeah.
Is table tennis one?
Yes.
Pickleball, is that considered a racket sport? It's not Olympics, but it's there.
It is technically. In fact, there are over 20 plus, but most of them aren't that popular. So yeah, you're correct. I told you you're gonna get it.
Okay, half marks for that one too. I don't think we're gonna count pickleball.
All right, we'll make it official then. We'll popularize pickleball someday, so we can get that fully.
Okay, right, sounds good to me.
Yeah, that's good then. So that was just a nice warm up. I just wanted to get your brain juices flowing, because now I'm gonna ask you some more in-depth questions about your season.
Oh no.
So you played alongside Norbert. I actually don't want to pronounce his last name because I feel I'm gonna butcher it.
Voidillo.
Voidillo. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
That's safe. So Norbert Voidillo.
Yeah.
You played alongside him in the duos or doubles.
Yep.
How would you say you're able to build chemistry with him so that you can both of you can perform at your best?
Right. So Norbert and I started playing together when I was in my first year of university. He had actually just learned how to play badminton, but he's a great athlete, so he picked up on it like right away. And the way we build chemistry is we just practice together 4 times a week, and we hung out outside of badminton, so you just kind of get to like read their mind a little bit.
Yeah.
And the more you play together, the easier it meshes. And badminton is pretty straightforward. You have like a couple rotations you do. So once you get those down, you've basically got it down pat and you're good to go.
All right, that's good then. So would you say that your relationship or team bonding off the court, would you say that's also as important as the work both of you put in on the court?
Yeah, for doubles for sure. Like you really need to know your partner so you know where they're going so you don't like run into them. It's easier than it sounds.
True, that's true. So what would you say you've learned from him as a person? How does he think? How are you able to read him in terms of his game style? If you were to outline that.
Norbert is a hard worker. There's nothing that he's not going for. Like he's pedal to the metal all the time. So you can definitely appreciate that. He's got your back. Like if you're not getting to it, he's there. So it's definitely been good to have a partner who doesn't give up on anything.
That's good. And how does that then carry you, knowing that, okay, I also have to push for that same level of intensity? How does that really help you?
It definitely gives you the pressure, like you can't let them down. So you definitely work a little bit harder. But it also moves into academics too. Norbert's always doing amazing. So I got to live up to that a little bit if I'm going to be his doubles partner.
Yeah, both of you actually really excel on and off the court. I didn't notice that. So let's take it a bit more to your head coach now, the person who ties up everything together. Right. What role would you say, or what do you love most about him, or particular pieces of advice that he's giving you or training techniques? What would you say really stands out for you, for your head coach, Peter Arnott?
Yeah, so Peter, he's great. He's very personable. He knows the game well. I think my favorite thing about him is that when you're on court, he's not trying to shout too many directions at you. He'll take you, like when you get your break at 11, he'll come on, he'll tell you like a few simple things that are working. Because if you give him too much, then you're just gonna be focusing on everything. You're not gonna like get anything done.
True.
So that's one of my favorite things. He's very direct, and he's not gonna give you a lot of bad information. He's just gonna say what he needs to say and get out of there.
Yeah. That's honestly, those are great signs of a leader, I would say. Someone who knows that can relate to the people he's working with best possible way.
Yeah, exactly.
So, wonderful. So taking it on that same key term of leadership, you're also described as a naturally born leader or a natural performing leader. We can see the evidence of that. I read a bunch of articles about you and I saw that over and over again. And it causes me to wonder two things. One, where does that come from? And number two, how has that helped your game and even the team as a whole altogether?
So I honestly have no idea where it comes from. I guess when I see a gap, I just kind of jump into it and I try to do my best with it. For my game, it's kind of developed. The first year I was pretty laid back. I was a rookie, so rookies, the best thing you can do is kind of just watch and learn. And then last year we had a couple players leave, so it kind of opened up a couple spots for me to jump in and kind of test the waters. And then this year we had a couple more players graduate, so it was just myself and Joel and Norbert for the guys that had played a couple seasons. So I saw that opportunity. I just kind of jumped in it to try to help train the rookies a little bit and get them on the same page as us. So it worked out pretty well, but it's definitely been a process. It wasn't just overnight.
Yes, that is important. One step at a time. Jerusalem wasn't built in one day. It was built one day at a time, right? Exactly. That kind of thing. So you said you help out rookies a lot, which is very nice of you.
Yeah.
What would you say is your philosophy, or what pieces of advice do you give in general to them that you've been able to learn, especially from your rookie year?
So in my rookie year, I was on an amazing team. We had a lot of really, really good players. And kind of what I learned from them is don't baby the rookies. Like give it to them straight, tell them what's going on, and make sure they train hard. And that's kind of what I tried to do with our rookies this year. Just push them in the right direction, not be too hard on them, but make sure they know that we're here to train and it's not a casual sport anymore. And we're here to win, or at least try to.
Yeah. Go big or go home, right?
Exactly.
Great. So who would you say has one person who's really caught your attention? Let's say this person went above and beyond and exceeded expectations over and over again. Apart from yourself, of course. Who would you say is such a person that has really caught your eye in the team?
Definitely Norbert. His dedication to everything on the court and off the court is amazing. Like I said, he does great in school. And he went from learning badminton my first year of school to being one of the best players on the team by the time he graduated.
That's amazing. I guess we have to speak with Norbert as well.
You definitely do. He's terrible with emails, so it'll take a while, but if you get him on, it'll be good.
Oh my gosh. Then we'll have to lock him down by all means. So actually, let me ask this. Let's say when we do interview Norbert, what is one question you really want us to ask him that maybe is burning on your chest that you want us to ask Norbert so badly?
What do I want to ask Norbert? It's tough because I played with him for 3 years, so I think I know a lot about him. I'd like to know how he stay focused for like 3 hours to study every day. Because he'll like in second year, I think it was my second year, we'd have practice, and if he had people over at his house, he would sit in the parking lot and study for like 2 hours before he went home. Yeah, he was crazy.
Wow.
But that's what it takes. Yeah, that's what it takes to be good at what you do.
Is that extra push every single time, going the extra mile to get that marginal benefit every time. That's pretty impressive. So we're gonna ask him that 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, tying everything together, what would you say were some of those high points and low points of the season in terms of parts you loved the most and parts you felt, moving forward, we could improve on this a whole lot?
So high points were we recruited a few rookies this year, which is always good to build the team, start from the beginning and build them up. We had not a ton of success, but we had some success at the Peterborough tournament. We had the success at the Western tournament. A high point for me was I actually played in my first OUAs. The first year I was a rookie, so I wasn't playing. And then last year I was recovering from knee surgery, so I wasn't playing then either. So OUAs was a huge change for me. The competition was way better, and there's a really good atmosphere. Low points this year, unfortunately, we didn't finish all too well at the OUAs. We were just barely beaten out by Guelph. They won 6 matches to our 4. And then that kind of was the end of our run. But it was definitely, it left a lot of room for improvement. So I'm sure we can do a little better next year and the year after that.
That's good. It's good to always reflect and look back forward. And then, of course, congratulations on the fact that you finally got to participate.
I know. That was the one thing I wanted.
And it finally happened. That's great.
It did.
Awesome. So now let's change gears just a little bit. We've been talking about the Ridgebacks. Let's start talking more about you as a person. So I did find this out, though. You were nominated for one of the best dressed athletes.
I was.
Why do you think people think that? What is? Just describe
yourself. Casual, but like a little like business casual is what I try to go for. So I'm not someone who will wear track pants to school. It doesn't work for me. I envy the people that can do it, but it doesn't work for me. But that's probably where most people see me, is going to my classes. So I can see that being it. Practice, I most of the time I just show up in my practice gear. I'm not too worried about impressions on those guys. I've known them forever. But yeah, that's kind of where I go. Just, try to keep it classy in case you meet someone important, but otherwise just, you're going to practice. Who cares?
I like that. Oh, in case you meet someone important, you're always ready for business, no matter where you go. That's really good then. Okay, let's look back a bit more on how you see your team on the flip side. And now we've spoken about the sports. Let's look more on the casual side of things. Who would you say is the funniest person on your team? I'm curious to see.
Can I nominate myself for that one?
Yes.
No, I wouldn't do that. I would say probably Joel Ninehouse. He's real funny. Yeah, he can be real serious on court, but he knows how to goof off, and that's a great aspect of a teammate.
Great. And does that really help you guys? Let's say when the energy is low or when people are just feeling down in general, is he the most likely person to bring up the team spirits then?
If you're in a competition, he's pretty straightforward. He's only focused on what you're doing. But in practice, if the team morale is low and you need a little boost, he's the guy to go to.
Nice. All right, shout out to him.
Yeah.
Okay, I did see this picture on the Ridgeback page where you were jumping up in the air about to smash the shuttlecock, and you looked really high up in the air, and I was very envious of you. And I was begging to ask, how high can you actually jump? Have you ever measured that before?
My vertical, I haven't measured it in a long time. If I could make a guess, I would say, I don't know, somewhere around 30 inches, maybe a little higher. Obviously I haven't done it in a long time, so I couldn't tell you for sure, but I think I have a decent one. That's for sure.
That's good. So I was going to ask you later on down the line if, let's say, you've ever done other sports apart from badminton, of course, but would you say based on your skill set as an athlete, you'd be perfect for a sport like volleyball, for example?
Oh, I'm terrible at volleyball. I'm only 5'7", 5'8" on a good day. I can barely get over that net. I used to play. If I have my good shoes on. For other sports, I used to play baseball and hockey. So I think the hand-eye coordination from baseball for sure definitely helped me out moving to badminton. And I used to mess around with tennis every once in a while, so that definitely helped too.
That's true. So knowing how badminton works, I'm sure you've definitely dabbled at many other many other racket sports, maybe just for fun or casually. How does the skill set translate from sport to sport, especially the racket sports?
Badminton to tennis, I find, is impossible because badminton you have to have a really loose wrist, but tennis, if you do that, you're breaking your arm. The transfer is more just hand-eye coordination because the grips are the same, but it's a whole different sport when you get out there. You really just move back and forth with tennis. With badminton, you're all over the place. So it's a little different, but it does transfer pretty well.
Good. All right. I was just curious about that. I just wanted to see
for sure
what there was. So now back to you again. What is one, let's say, weird or quirky thing or unique thing that not a lot of people know about you, but you do often? What is one weird thing about you and not a lot of people know?
My sock game is amazing. I always have cool socks.
What? Oh yeah. Does
I
that
would show
contribute
you
to your
now,
best?
but I'm not even wearing socks right now. I let you down.
Oh no, Nick, come on.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It's okay.
That's fine. Does that add to your sense of fashion then?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's
100%?
definitely a cool little thing you got going on that if no one knows, it's okay. But if someone sees it, they're like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've noticed that before. Sometimes I just
Yeah.
wear it for fun. And you'll be
Exactly.
surprised how many compliments you can actually get from just
Yeah.
socks alone, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Are you the only person in your family who's really, really good at fashion, or do you get that from maybe someone else, like your dad or your mom?
Oh,
Or
definitely
siblings
not my
or
dad.
anyone?
His shirts are all from the 70s, so that's not true.
Oh God, no.
I don't know. I feel like my sister does all right, but you know, she's also old, so it's fine. She got a
Okay.
different thing going on.
True. That's tough to deal with. Everybody does. So let's see. If let's say you had 3 wishes right now, just for anything,
For
what
anything,
would those be?
be 6 feet tall. That's the first one. No knee injuries would also be a great one.
Yeah.
Maybe $5 million in my pocket. Those are the 3 wishes.
5 million. Oh, what would you do with that 5 million? I'm curious to see.
So I'd probably buy a house and then
Nice.
pay for my school. Got a lot ahead of me.
True. There's a lot you can do with 5 million.
Yeah.
So I do hope you get that eventually.
Oh, me too.
So, all right. There's this little challenge that I like to do. It's just a simple math challenge, and
Okay.
I call it the multiply by 2
Okay.
game, where essentially we start from the number 1 and we
Yep.
multiply that by 2 and do 2 times 2. That's 4
Okay.
and onwards, and you keep doing that just to see how high you can go off the top of your head. So it's mental math.
Okay.
So, do you think you want to try that? Are you up
Yeah,
for it?
sure. Let's go for it. Are we going back and forth, or is it just me?
Oh, just you. Me? I'm not good at math. Don't involve me.
I'm in the arts programs. I'm not good at math either.
Oh, then this should be fun then.
Yeah.
So let's start from 1. What's 1 times 2?
2.
What's 2 times 2?
4.
What's 4 times 2?
8.
What's 8 times 2?
16.
What's 16 times 2?
32.
What's 32 times 2?
64.
Wonderful. What's 64 times 2?
128.
Okay. What's 128 times 2?
256.
Lovely. What's 256 times 2, Nick?
512.
Yes. What's 512 times 2?
1024.
Yes. That's pretty good. What's 1024 multiplied by 2?
2048.
Yes, sir. Now multiply that by 2 again.
4096.
Let's go. Multiply that by 2 one more time.
Oh, now we're getting tough.
Yes, sir.
96 times 2 is.
You can do it. I trust
It's
you.
it's like 8,000. What's the number I'm going from again? 4,096.
Yes, sir. 4,096 multiplied by 2. In your head.
Just 4,096 minus 2 is just 8,200 minus 8. So 8,192.
Yes. Congratulations. That's pretty good. Now let's take it up a notch. What's 8,192 multiplied by 2?
16,386.
Oh, so
wrong?
close. Literally so close. 16,384.
Oh, I'm
just
so close.
2 numbers off. So close. But that was really good. Honestly, that's the best I've seen so far.
Okay, that's good. You've done these before then.
Yes, I have.
Okay, good.
The highest I've ever gone is like 4,096. And
you remember that? Remember that 2048 game?
Yes, I play that all the time.
I was trying to think back to those days.
True. I was gonna mention that halfway through to see if that's what you're gonna use to remember it.
Yeah,
but
that's what I did.
I guess you just did that. So intelligent man. Okay.
Well, I try.
Try your best. It is what it is. So let's talk more about your lifestyle, current affairs, things that have come along in your journey. I know you did speak about how your season got cut short and your season ended in the OUA championship and whatnot. That was sometime back in March, right?
That was end of February.
End of February, yeah. So sometime later on, going into March, we did find out that school got closed because of the COVID-19 pandemic. All of
Mm-hmm.
a sudden, that was like a split decision. So how did you, or what was your reaction when you initially found out about that? Where were you?
Well,
What was it like? How did you process it?
first, like I was living in Whitby, and they canceled classes on the Friday, and I was like, oh, you know what? Like I'll move home half my stuff, and then if it actually can't be canceled the rest of the year, I'll go get the rest of it.
Yeah.
So I moved home the Saturday, came home, did my classes for the next little bit online. And then I was
Yeah.
starting to go, it doesn't look like they're opening everything, and all my shorts are in Whitby. So I'm just waiting it out. Eventually, it started to get too hot, and I had to go get them. But
Yeah.
for school, I didn't really like the whole online thing. I prefer to be in class, but I think my professors did a pretty good job at keeping everything on track. They
Yeah.
definitely were fairly accommodating with everything getting flipped on its head, but it turned
Yeah.
out well. Like it wasn't too bad.
That's true. That's true. I personally don't like, just like you, I don't like online classes as
Yeah,
much. I prefer the physical ones, but it is the current situation. We have to deal with
yeah.
that nonetheless.
It is what it is. Yeah,
Yeah, that's just the thing. So, how have you then been spending the quarantine time after school was done? What do you
yeah,
usually do now that you're sort of stuck at home?
yeah. Well, so luckily I started work pretty soon after school was done.
Yeah,
So I've got a Monday to Friday, at least 8 hours a day. So that keeps me pretty busy.
yeah,
The first part of quarantine, I did an online course just to like get ahead.
yeah.
Um,
Good.
so that finished a couple of days ago, and now I'm studying for my LSAT. So I've got another thing on my plate, getting ready to go.
Best
But
of
like
luck.
day to day, I just kind of I hang out, watch Netflix. I'll work out every couple of days, make sure I stay in shape. But just kind of basic stuff.
That's good. Keeping yourself occupied, and I like how you prepared well in advance for
Yeah,
that
for
course
sure.
too. So,
Yeah.
what's your favorite thing to watch on Netflix then? Now that you mentioned.
Oh, definitely The Office. I've watched it like
Yes.
4 times. It's always good for a rewatch.
Same. I'm a huge advocate of The Office being better
Oh
than
yeah.
Friends every time.
Oh
I
yeah.
always argue that.
If you
So
ever watch
that's
Friends without a laugh track, you realize Friends is not that good of a show.
yes. I literally debated that with someone once, but it
Yeah.
is what it is. Once again, everyone's
Yeah, for
entitled to
sure.
their own opinion. So now looking back, I know we're going to talk a bit forward about how the season is going to look ahead in the upcoming school year. But
For
looking
sure.
back, how were you able to balance playing varsity sports as well as your schoolwork? What are some practical things you did at the first time?
So I tried to like schedule out if I had a bunch of stuff due that week. I tried to make sure I got it started a little bit at a time. But
Yeah,
also I realized that I'm at school first, and then I am an athlete second. So if I ever
yeah,
had to skip a practice, I would to make sure I could get an assignment done. It didn't
yeah,
happen too often. It was pretty much once in a blue moon that I wouldn't be at practice or
yeah.
right before exam time. So that's kind of to be expected. A little bit of a slowdown with practice to focus on academics.
True, true. Okay, that's very true. That happens a whole lot,
Yeah,
especially when things get really tough. So I can attest to that. I'm not a student
yeah,
athlete per se, but
yeah,
back in high school, that did happen often. So
yeah, for
I
sure.
know you did speak about how you got into playing badminton back in high school,
Right,
and then coming into university, the different levels of work that came about with it, the different workloads, different
right.
intensity of playing at that level. What was that thought process or decision making process like when you said, okay, I feel like I can balance my schoolwork and do very
Yeah,
well and also play varsity sports?
right.
What what came about during that discussion to make that decision?
Well, there was definitely a learning curve to that. First year, I kind of scrambling to make sure I stayed on top of my academics and sports
Yeah,
because we practiced like 4 times a week, and we had ETS twice a week in the morning.
yeah,
So I was always busy, and I was working a part-time job at the same time. So
yeah,
I was trying to keep everything juggled, and unfortunately, my academics first year weren't quite up to where I wanted them. So
mm-hmm.
the second year, I made sure I prioritized that, and I focused on, hey, maybe I can't go out on Saturday night. I got to make sure I get this essay done.
Yeah,
And then this year was actually my best year for school, and I decided that I wouldn't work my part-time job,
yeah,
and I'd just try to work more in the summer and make sure I save up enough money to get through the year that way. So
yeah.
it was kind of make sure you're sacrificing where you can, and then
Mm-hmm.
keep the essential stuff in there.
I like that. Signs of You have all the qualities of a great leader. Then definitely,
Thank
you
you.
know how to really plan and strategize things
Yeah.
perfectly to your advantage. I've noticed that, so that's really good.
Thank you.
So let's see if you also have the ability to think quickly on your feet. Though I have this little
Oh, here
quiz
we
for
go.
you.
Here we go.
It's a rapid fire quiz. Honestly, it's the
Okay.
easiest thing I've ever done. Just to see which one you prefer, generally speaking. So
Right.
I'll start off with one you kind of already answered, but let's see. Netflix or YouTube?
Netflix.
Netflix. Okay. Pen or pencil?
Pen.
Water or fire?
Water.
Coffee or tea?
Neither.
Neither?
Neither. I don't like either one.
What do you have instead?
Water.
Just water. Great.
Yeah.
Water is the best drink. So
yeah.
warm or cold water then?
Cold. Anyone who
Cold.
drinks warm water is faking it. They don't actually like it.
Oh my goodness. Even when I heard this thing though that if you drink cold water, it's not good to drink cold water when you're in the middle of recreational activity or aerobic activity.
Yeah, when you're really warm, it's bad.
Yeah. Do you still drink cold water either way?
Oh yeah. Either way, it doesn't matter to me.
Oh yeah, I like that. Break the rules.
Yeah. Just hard-headed. That's all it is.
That's good. So let's see. Horror or comedy?
Comedy.
All right. Card game or board game?
Card game.
Card game. Okay. Running or cycling?
Cycling.
Cycling. Interesting. Classical or jazz music?
Classical for sure. That's all I study too.
Yes. You listen to classical music when you study as well?
Yeah. I've got like a 3-hour loop that just plays.
Yeah. I do that all the time too.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. And last one, breakfast or dinner?
Dinner, 100%.
Dinner. Great. So you can skip breakfast. You don't really care.
If I've got time, I'll have it. If not, I just get going.
All right,
fair enough. Sleep more than breakfast.
So let's now see your personal life. Let's erase all the badminton stuff, all the school stuff, whatnot. Tell us a bit more about your life story in general up until this point, including everything such as your high school decision to go into sports, maybe your lifestyle away from sports, some of the fun things you like to do in your hometown or anywhere, places you travel to. I know you spoke about your injury as well, how that affected you mentally and how you were able to recover from that, as well as a bit about your family too, things you love about them or whatnot. Just give us a whole life summary.
Okay. So I grew up in Beaton. I went to Tecumseh Beaton Elementary School. I played every sport you could there. I won the math award in grade 8, which is funny because now I'm in an arts program, no math. And then I went to Banting High School, and I was like, oh, I won't play any sports in high school, too worried about being cool and trying to get a good image. And then my gym teacher kind of destroyed that by saying, hey, play badminton. And I went to a rugby school, so that wasn't the cool thing to do, but it was fun. So I figured I'd give it a shot. Up until probably grade 11 or 12, I was going to go to school to be like an electrician or something in the trades. I really wasn't interested in going to university too much. And then for whatever reason, I think it's because I watched Suits. I saw lawyers and I was like, oh, that could be a cool job. So I kind of looked into it a little bit. And then grade 12, I was like, you know what, I'll go to university. So I applied to Laurier here in Carleton, and I actually picked Laurier first. And then I took a year off. And then when I took the year off, I went and saw Laurier, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to go here. So I went, I went and I toured UOIT, and I was like, oh, I like this place a lot more. So I went to UOIT, and we had a badminton team. And so I was in contact with the old coach, and he said I could try out. So I tried out, and I just barely made it by the skin of my teeth, and trained hard and worked my way up. And then I've been on the team ever since. My injury was probably the worst thing to happen to me for my career, or at least athletic career. It happened in grade 12, and it was misdiagnosed as like bursitis when it was actually like an ACL tear. And so, so I played on a partially torn ACL for 2.5 years until October of 2018, I guess it would have been. I was playing in our first tournament, and I just came down on my leg funny and blew out the rest of it. So I was off for the rest of that season. And then our athletic therapy department is amazing, and they managed to get me an MRI in like 3 weeks. And then they got me a surgery in February. So that was pretty good. So they
Yeah.
tied me up and sent me on my way. And then I did therapy for like a month, I think, with Jessica Salt. So she got me back on my feet, running, jumping, doing all the fun stuff. And then I was working all that summer, came back, and I played on the team for the rest of the year.
I love how you spoke really about that, the misdiagnosis, and then how you
Yeah.
came back eventually and you were able to recover from that. So how did that then shape you up mentally? How were you able to live through that, knowing that you were carrying this injury that affected so many areas of your life?
Honestly, like I didn't really even think about it until it kind of blew out on me the second time.
Yeah.
But that sucked. Like that was supposed to be like a big year for me.
Yeah.
Norbert and I had a really good chance of doing well, and we had a couple of our veterans in there last year that could definitely help the team out. So it sucks feeling like I wasn't part of the team, like I couldn't contribute, but I was still at every practice, and I actually trained with the team for like 2 months until we found out from the MRI that my ACL was gone. We just taped me up, and I went on with it. I went easy, but I was still out there. So I still hung out with the team all the time. It was still, it was a good year, but it was definitely heavy to know that I couldn't play. And when I want to be, that's nothing more than what I want to be out doing. I want to be on the court. But then realizing that, hey, it'll get fixed and I'll get back out there, it was a lot easier to deal with that.
And it did. And you're back here stronger than ever.
Yeah. Well, maybe. We'll see.
Hopefully.
I feel all right. Yeah.
That's good. It's a good comeback story. I like that in general.
Yeah.
So now in your own lifestyle, let's say we're going to wrap up everything now. What do you like to do for fun in general outside of sports? Who is Nick? If I was to hang out with Nick today, what would Nick get me to do, or what were we gonna go and do for fun?
Well, I always like getting to do something. Whether like I love going bowling or playing pool, or if I want to be outside, I like going hiking. So, my girlfriend lives in Milton, and there's a bunch of parks around there, so we'll go through there. And then Algonquin has a bunch of really good trails that I like to go to when I can.
Yeah,
it's a bit far away. It's a good 2.5 hours, but when I get up there, I like spending the whole day going through a bunch of trails.
That's great. Do you usually go alone by yourself, or with your girlfriend, or with your family?
Yeah.
It's usually a family thing altogether.
I try to bring people because you never know, you could run into bears or stuff out there. It's not probably gonna happen, but if it does, I'd like to have an extra body there with me so I can trip and run away. I'm kidding. I wouldn't actually trip. No, but just having someone else there with you in case you get lost or something is always good to have another person.
All right, great. And then what role has your family played in your life altogether? Like, do you have siblings?
Yeah, so I've got a sister. I feel like they give me a lot of good structure, kind of push me to always do well in school and, keep on the right path, make sure you're not messing your life up.
Yeah, that's really important.
Yeah.
And now, finally, even if this could be to your family, this could be to your friends, to everybody, your fans as well. What would you like to say to them as a parting message, or just a shout out, anything?
Hopefully this wasn't too embarrassing, and if it was, just don't bring it up.
There's so many things we're gonna bring up for you.
Oh my God. For sure. I know. That'll be all right.
All right. So we're gonna get you to sing. We were gonna get you to sing a song at the end. Do you still want to do that?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. Okay.
Definitely not.
So we'll just skip that. As a replacement, though, what would you say is your favorite song or album right now?
Paradise Valley by John Mayer. That's a good one. Nice chill vibes to it. Yeah.
This guy's too talented.
He is. He's amazing.
Yeah, I love him so much. But let's see, though. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're basically come to the end. Thank you so much for that.
Well,
that was really interesting.
Yeah, thank you for interviewing me.
Anytime. I mean, this is the first time we're actually getting to speak in a proper conversation, and I've been able to learn a lot about you. So thank you very much, Nick.